So, this Sunday will mark 35 years officially since Transformers the movie came out in theaters. And I can tell you honestly, when I first heard about it coming to theaters, of course, I was 6 years old, going on 7, because I believe they were showing the little TV spots, the little TV teaser trailers, whatever you want to call them, months before, not months, but weeks before my birthday. They started showing them, I think, around June, late June, and throughout July. So you can only imagine, a young kid like me at 6 years old, going on 7, hearing about a movie that was coming to theaters a week after his birthday. And being a kid, being someone that watched Transformers since the beginning, I was excited. I was pumped. Unfortunately, I couldn't see it in theaters due to the fact that I had at the time ADHD, the attention deficit stuff, hyperactivity. Also was still dealing with the after effects of having Hirschsprung's disease, which was resulted in me having a colostomy back when I was a baby. Colostomy bag, stuff like that. Anyway, I couldn't, like a lot of kids, like some of the people that were talking about this on Game Chasers last year or 2 years ago. Unfortunately, I, like many, couldn't see it in the theaters. I had to wait till it came out on VHS. But what was interesting is my mom and my dad said that they would reserve it. That the moment it came out, they would call up and they would reserve a copy for us to watch, to rent, and bring home and watch. And that's exactly what they did. But honestly, I was just so excited about the movie. It's like I wanted to see it on the big screen. I really did. I wanted to see it at the drive-in in Union City. Never had a chance. Never. Instead, like I said, I had to wait till VHS. Till we got on VHS about at the beginning of '87 or something. After that, I just would watch it time and time again. Any opportunity I would have to rent it, I would watch it. Even when it meant, even through embarrassing moments that I don't want to talk about right now. That would basically get me a chance to watch it as a kid. I would watch it. That that's how much I loved this movie. How much I enjoyed watching this movie. It even got to a point. That in I think it was '89, we were living on Tomorrow Street in Fremont, California. It was one of the second to last house on the right, going towards the catwalk that would take you to Patterson Elementary School. And I remember one day, watching Transformers on a Saturday, of course. And I remember, I think there was an advertisement saying that the movie was going to be shown next week. And to confirm this, of course, one of the things I'd like to do at the time when I was a kid was read the TV guide to see when, mostly for Saturdays and all that, to see, when Transformers or any show that I liked watching would be on or something like that. And of course, being a Transformers fan, I wanted to see whether or not the movie was going to come on. And, to confirm my suspicions, I looked in the TV guide and I saw 9 to 11, that 2 hour, time frame was blocked off. And that usually would tell me or any kid at that time that was a Transformers fan that the movie was going to be shown. And it was. And my mom said that if I was good and I did good in school, that I would be able to record it. And I did. My sisters didn't like the fact that I got to record it because it came on at the time that they liked watching Beetlejuice. So, what are you going to do? But my mom promised I would be able to do it, and I did. And I still had that tape. Unfortunately, that tape now is probably trash. If not, definitely is trash, because the house where it was at originally was basically remodeled, and anything that was in there was thrown out, including the VHS tapes that me and my dad had that we had recorded stuff on. So those were gone. Those were completely, out of the picture now. But I had that thing for a long, long time. Even when I lived on my own, I took that tape with me. It's like when my mom sent me back out to Kansas, I was like, if I'm taking one thing with me, it's going to be this VHS tape, and I did. I took it with me, if you will. So I took that with me when I moved to when I was sent back out to Kansas with my dad. But anyway, like I said, I would watch it so many times, reenact the scenes with my cousin, who was also a Transformers fan, so many times with our grandparents, when we got together. I just couldn't get enough of this movie. I couldn't. And as time went on, basically, I got, as time went on, I finally got to, own the movie officially. I'm trying to watch something here. Opportunity. My mom's home. She watched the Giants game, so I do apologize. But anyway, as time went on, I finally got an opportunity to own the movie. And what's interesting is I had 2 VHS copies. One I currently still have, and which is the special edition. It was by Kid Rhino Home Video, and had the special edition bought in yellow on top of the cover. And the other one was just, the regular poster cover that we were used to, used as the VHS cover. But the one that looked like a regular release, didn't say special edition or anything, surprisingly was the UK one. And I was like, what is this? I couldn't believe what I was seeing here. I was like, is this some kind of joke or something? But no, it was the UK one. And when I got the special edition, that was the regular one. So apparently Kid Rhino was able to get the hands on 2 copies, 2 different versions. The special edition with the Star Wars scroll, inspired scroll, and the movie, and the theatrical version, or mostly the theatrical version. And then later on, of course, got my hands on the DVD release by Kid Rhino, which I still have. And then, of course, when Sony did their thing in 2006, I got the 20th anniversary edition with the lithograph. And then, of course, later on, when Shout Factory did the 30th anniversary on Blu-ray, and mostly Steelbook Blu-ray, got that. And now I am on the verge of getting the 35th anniversary on 4K. And what's funny is I ordered basically for nothing. Basically ordered it with nothing because, with my gift cards for my birthday that helped out. I ordered it off Amazon, and basically that's scheduled to arrive the 23rd. And since I had a little extra money, I decided, well, let's see what happens if I get it through directly from Shout Factory. Let's see if they come faster or they come around the same time. And right now it's expected to come on the 12th, but I wouldn't be surprised if it comes Monday or Tuesday. And looking and seeing that, it's almost like I think there's a miscommunication with Amazon and Shout Factory. Like, either Amazon doesn't have enough to distribute just yet, because when I looked again at where you order movies at or items at, it says in stock soon. So I'm wondering if they ran out and everything, and that's why I have to wait for that one to come later on. Now you might ask yourself, well, why would I have 2 copies? Well, it's simple. Same reason I have 2 copies of the Sonic Sat-AM Shout Factory box set. The complete series box set that Shout Factory released. One for viewing, one for collectors. There you go. But anyway, long story short, I've been able to, throughout all the years, I've been able to collect all these different formats and editions of Transformers, even getting them both on both on digital release through Amazon and Vudu, as well as have a MP4 digital version that came with the 30th anniversary edition several years ago. So yeah, I like I said, I just love this movie. I just love watching this movie. And in fact, when I would come back from work or even go to work on the bus, I would get my phone out, and I would go to Vudu or I'd go to Amazon and I would watch the movie. Just so I can have something to watch on the way to the bus stop in Patterson before staying on the bus or transferring to another bus to get to work. Anyway, anyway, like I said, just a big fan of it. And of course, as a lot of you have probably seen through some room tours, I have the poster, a reissued poster of it, and I have various formats or versions of the soundtrack. I have them on CD, the 20th anniversary edition, the regular edition distributed by Volcano and Scotty Brothers. I have the instrumental edition as well, the instrumental edition that they released, the orchestrated version, the score. And then, of course, when I found out about them being on vinyl, of course I jumped at that, and I got two versions of it. I got the regular reissued vinyl version of it that looked basically what it looked like when it first originally came out back in '86, and then I got that special two vinyl collection, one that has a vinyl record that's red with representing the Autobots, and the other purple representing the Decepticons. So I have that. I have the original Marvel miniseries adaptation of it, and I have the Dreamwave edition of it as well. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff on Transformers the movie that you wouldn't believe. You would not believe. I even have, as soon as it got announced, I did what I could, and I got the current wave, most of the current, if not all of the current wave 1 of the Studio 86 line that they did. The only ones I still have to get when they come out are the ones like Retgar and Retgar and Sludge, if you will, or Slag, if you will. So those are the ones I still have to get eventually. But yeah, the thing is, like I said, getting back on track here, when I was a kid, basically when I found out this movie was happening, I couldn't be any more happier. And like I said, when we found out it was coming out to VHS, my parents called up, Neighborhood Video in Hayward, because that was our main rental place at the time before Blockbuster really became a big thing. And I think Blockbuster was just beginning at that time, and we hadn't really gotten into Blockbuster yet. But anyway, I remember, I've told the story before. When we went into Neighborhood Video, there would be this big, like whiteboard with all these different titles on there. One side would be, and it would be divided. Like they would have a line drawn in between or in the middle of it, and on one side, in one coloring, they would have New Arrivals, and on the other side it would say Coming Soon, and on that Coming Soon side, they had Transformers. And to confirm that even more so, the next time we went there, they had a poster of it as well on the window. And I'll never forget that. And my dad basically said, and my dad and my mom agreed that they would reserve it. They even talked to the people then. They said, hey, just give us a call. We'll reserve it for you. And that's what they did. And I remember that night we rented it. And I should say, what I'm trying to say is I remember that night, that day and night that we, got to call them up, or they called us back, said it was in. We went and got it, and took it home, ate dinner, sat down as a family, popped it in, and watched it. And I'll never forget, watching it for the first time. And as I've said before, I had this big old gray pillow, and I would always lay on the floor, put my head on the pillow, and watch film, or watch movies or shows with my family. And basically, I watched it, I enjoyed it until we got to certain scenes like Optimus dying, some of the Autobot characters I knew and Decepticon characters. The Optimus part, it was the only time I actually put my head under my pillow and kind of took a peek out a little bit, because I didn't, like any kid at that time, I didn't want to see the character die. I didn't want to believe this was happening, but it did. Thankfully, they brought him back in season 3, not just as a zombie to kill him off again in Dark Awakening, but in the Return of Optimus Prime later on, which they actually reconfigured, if you will, to take place after Dark Awakening, which is amazing, if you will. But yeah, I remember just like I said, just doing that and then watching the rest. And I think the people that was shocked the most watching that was my mom and my sisters, I think, because my sisters used to watch Jem and She-Ra. I would watch G.I. Joe and He-Man and all that, and Thundercats and Silverhawks and all that. But when it came to like, decisive, boy shows and girl shows and stuff, I would watch Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man. They would watch She-Ra, Gem, the original MLP, and they were kind of surprised by it. My dad, he was taken aback a little bit by it, but he was more accepting because, of course, he used to watch more horror-like movies or action, bloody action movies and all that. That was kind of his genre at times. His kick. But like I said, my sisters were surprised by it. My mom was surprised by it. But at that time, I don't think they should have been because it was rated PG. And any time a movie back then was rated PG, that was basically the equivalent basically of what like PG-13 is now. It's like anything goes, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it was shocking. It was surprising, and I don't think I don't think they ever thought something that I used to. Uh, sorry about it. Like I said, I don't think they ever thought that it's something that I was watching since I was a kid, since I was 5, would be that violent. But again, this was a theatrical film. It was bridging the gap between season 2 and 3. And, being a big screen film, you can get away with a little bit more than you could on regular television. And this movie proved that, if you will, in that to that extent. But overall, after that, like I said, just enjoyed watching it anytime it came on. Got more used to certain moments in it, and hopefully, come next month, I might be able to go and see it on the big screen, even though I'll own the 4K version. If I can get to see it on the big screen just once, I'll be happy, and I'll be like checking off all the list of how I saw the movie. So, but yeah, I have fond memories of the movie, and it played a major part in my childhood, man. It really did. It didn't matter where we moved. If I can watch the movie in some capacity, when it came on, or we could rent it, I would. And I can't say any more than that. So anyway, though, guys, I just wanted to come on here, share you, kind of reshare once again for the 35th anniversary of the film, which happens this Sunday. My memories of Transformers the movie. Let me know what yours are down below, as well as in the live chat during the premiere. Thank you all for watching. Like the video. Peace. I'm out.